feel about this. That's a lot of mats, guys. And he's gone all the way up here to keep the full eyes on the sky. It's going to work out, though, as Miro comes up on the launch pad. Versuke gets beamed there as well. Day loses all shield. They might have just gotten completely zapped out the sky here before they can even touch down. It's going to make it very worse for Weirs there, as now Stretch and Saf also just continue to skate across here. Very, very high up here, guys. That's so they cannot get landed on. Down low, though, more pressure for teams like Bugha, Nosh, and Avery here, trying to crank his way through. 21 damage above. They're still in the game here. Miro, Reversuke, and Day are going to fall officially within the top 15. That's okay, though. There's still plenty of placement there. It's not completely a bad game or a throwaway, but this is where the big points are going to start coming through here, Reese.
Yes, where the big placement starts to come through. See Bugha, Nosh, and Avery trying to do what they can, weaving their way through those old builds. Only wood left on their mat, so they're going to have to start going for some sort of refresh at this moment, as we see Avery trying to lead the charge there. And they've managed to make themselves safely into this zone, but still up on high ground. Stretch, Saf, and Canada are still managing to maintain it all the way through. The contestant players for height skills are way lower than they usually are this game, so there doesn't seem to be anyone at this moment who can contest Stretch's team up on the height. But the materials are starting to run thin, and the 3 eliminations that they have may need to start being increased. If anyone looks up and sees that Stretch is on height just in wood, this could be a full spray out for them.
Definitely. I mean, the opportunity to take them out is surely there. They committed super early, but this is the best we've seen them on a high ground hold this early this season. Honestly, they've been struggling to do it up until this point, but right now it's working out for them. Slacks, Jack, and Acorn, though, at 6 eliminations right now and continuing the hunt here. This might be a free refresher that's going to open itself up down below, and they're inside the top 10 here. So that's another team that really does have a lot of big points on the field right now. More big teams in the game right here, but hold up, Slacks is going to continue to get pressured, and now he's on his heels here. He's going to have to continue to run for it. I mean, they're doing exceptional. If they can just stay up here and finish in the top 3, this is going to be a great game so far.
We see Goku's team going down on low ground. Saf actually now picked up by users. However, he has traded and picked up just at the same time, as we see Fishy popping off with another 2 eliminations down on the low ground too for Slacks. He drops all the way down, tries to do what he can, but still on the high ground. Stretch and Canada have maintained it. They are applying consistent spray to the players down below, but a full trio still on low ground. Jack, Acorn, and Slacks with their tons of eliminations, plenty of materials to keep them moving, and the potential medkit play going into the final moving. This could be their game to win, as they are the only full trio. But on high ground, Aspect picks up Stretch.
And Aspect's on fire right now. He's managed to continue to find Elim after Elim. Fishy comes on up to back him up here, and they're sitting heavy at 7 eliminations here, and they officially break into top 3. That is the prestigious sweet spot you want to be in. Now a top 2 finish here. Nothing can go wrong for them, right? Wrong. Down on low ground, very healthy. Acorn, Jack, and Slacks are down there, and guess what? They have a win condition. They have a med kit, and they have the chug cannon here, Reese. I mean, this is their game to take home now. All they have to do is continue the firepower. Slacks is gonna do it. That's a huge shot there. Off to the zone he goes, and he's got eyes on the final opponent here, who's inside the zone, and there it is. Down goes Aspect and Fishy in the final moments. But what a great job by Slacks. They couldn't tend to come through traditionally. What I did notice, though, Day found Lazar, so Colazo and his trio are still up here in the end game, but Day found that eliminations. We're at top 19 now. Remember, once we break into top 17 territory, as teams fall, more and more placement points are being given out there. So it's very, very imperative that you make it that far each and every game here, especially for the first 6 here on day 1. Who decided to go up for high ground? Looks like Blake. Okiss's scope go up, but breakouts come through as Blake gets taken down there. He's going to have to re-crank up. That's going to be a heavy resource investment there, but it's enough for him to maintain it and hold it out.
Yeah, we saw Scope staying super high right at the back of the zone, and that's probably solidified them high ground for at least the first moving for them so far. But on low ground, Bizzle, Eclipse, and Coop, as we mentioned, still below the Storm Surge threshold with 18 players still to go. They hit the launch pad, but also hit their head as they move, trying to get ahead of the Storm, trying to look if they can land on a team, get a couple shots, as we saw with Sent's team that's down there. Up on the high ground, Scope still there, but Agers is sneaking up the back of the Storm, and he has no idea because they've actually lost Okiss, so Scope is going to drop down with only 20 builds remaining. So Agers team potentially has the Storm, the height claimed right now, as Skittles is up as well, and so is DJ. A classic height take from them, but Skittles so low on his HP, they're gonna need to make sure they heal, but I think they have the time. They have an ability to go for a breather. Yes, they do. They're gonna tunnel ahead. Low materials from Skittles though, which is a little bit concerning.
patient as time can be there to not take fire. Just go ahead and watch the opponent from a distance and capitalize on that key positioning there. You know, not every battle is won with just the gunplay. It's about the thought process that goes into it, and that was an excellent way for them to sneak up, really solidify their positioning, and then open fire and say, hey, I'm already way out positioned on you. This is our high ground. He gets it for free. Little to no resistance there. Booga, Avery, and Nosh, though, looking up here. They're considering it. They're trying to say, hey, can we get this? But they don't have enough gas in the tank. It seems to go all the way on up, and instead they turn their focus down low. But Booga's got a lot to think about here. He's trying to keep his team in the front side of the zone here. Avery and Nos is trying to let loose in the end. Mega makes another end game there. That is massive, as Bizzle down on the low ground is going to fall here. Can Clue clutch up? No! Coop's going to fall there. It's up to Eclipse now, who is a solo here in the end game. We're in top 8, though.
We're in top 8 indeed. Eclipse has to make a big push. He's already got 3 eliminations to his name. Plenty of materials as well, and doing a great job getting ahead of Storm. We've seen Edgy, Commandment, and Scented all be picked up so far, so low ground is probably going to be free, and Eclipse is taking advantage of that and being fully ahead and claiming that lair for himself. Joji's still in this. Same with Booga, Avery, and Nosh, still in it as a full trio as well, and looking healthy too. They're looking up, trying to see if height is free, trying to see what Adria's team is doing up there, but no, they fall down, be it intentionally or not, to claim the full low ground, still with great HP, but again, low materials when it comes to Boogas. He's only got 2. They're gonna need to start going for something, going for sprays, and yes, they're starting to find the opponents down on low ground, and some HP, some random materials drop in his box, but it's only Siphon on wood. But Booga knows, picked up on the low ground by users.
Yep, it's Justice Duke there to step on up. It's a full trio down low. They're going to get broken out, though. DJ and Adria's come on down. Eclipse takes high ground with the Inflatable Bull, but then in a 1v1 takes out Skittles there as well, and he's fighting for this second place positioning now. That's a clutch up if I've ever seen one. Remember, Bizzo and company fell so early on height, though. DJ struggling to hold down now. Duke's users and Justice have officially taken advantage of all the chaos, and they are at 13 elims here. Can they find the 14th? Of course they can. There's the big shot, and as a trio, they do it. They close out. They end at 80 points there, Reese. Massive game.
The entire goal is, but I think just to be ski shot out of the air, basically. Just free pickings, just hope that I can go see what he can do. Maybe not the best idea, but whatever. He's gone down. As we see, some of the power trios still in this. Most teams now hitting that launch pad, and they know what's going to happen. They know the crazy elevation change that this zone gets, and getting ahead of the zone, trying to get down there as fast as possible, is what some of these teams are going to try to do, because they do not want to be stuck. If you're waterfalling down late and don't launch pad, it may be perhaps for Justice, Jukes, and users. They're getting sprayed at the edge. They're below Storm Surge. They've been tagged by so many teams, and users now picked up 2, so Jukes is now left as a solo.
Yeah, look at this. He's over 130 below here. Things are really starting to add up right now. He's going to have to find some tags here, but instead he's going to prioritize the zone. Finds a launch pad there. Doesn't take any storm damage either. That's going to be a big one for him here. But remember, they've already broken top 17. Our second place team is down. Our top 6 of Reverse Miro and Day are down as well. So, you know, there's other teams that were right on their heels that are no longer in this competition. They can just Dukes can just stay alive here and stay up a little bit longer and steal away some more points. That'd be massive for him. He's on the hunt right now. He finds Nico. That's a big point swing there, guys. Remember, not only is that a team and a player out, it's a couple points for the Elam, but the placement as well that he's unlocking for himself. And look at this. He breaks into the official 100+ points here, even with Surge on his back. He's got an HP. He's got a lot to work with. I'm thinking he can continue to steal out.
I'm thinking he can continue as well. There's not that many players need to go down, and hopefully he can clutch up. He's still down there using that chug cannon, but Tabs G comes from behind as well. He's starting to run low on those materials. Still 2 more players need to go down. 200 below the threshold. He's going to try to out-heal it. Can he pop the big? Yes, he can. He goes for the second one as well, but he can't because that storm will catch up for him. Those 2 are still in the game, and they are still not going down, so he's trying to do what he can to out-heal the storm as he gets tagged, and an elimination as well, but he's gonna still be below. No, there we go. That's it. The storm surge is over, so Jukes has out-survived it and gotten himself so many placements, now being top 12 as well. He's gone from top 18 all the way up to top 12 and down at that placement.
That could have been the longest storm surge, elimination train, whatever you want to call it, clutch that we've seen in quite some time there. On high ground, Saf, stretching Kanata, looking to have the redemption arc story unfold for them, as they did not perform very well in game number 2, but they're coming back so strong in game 3 here. Can they close this one out and pull home that Victory Royale finish that they were looking for in game 1? It was stolen away from them. Can they do it here and now? I mean, they have the firepower. It looks like the stars are going to align here. They have the zone playing for them too. I think, Reese, they might be able to pull this one off here.
They might be able to pull it off, but they have everything outside of materials and ammunition, the two most important, most critical factors for playing high ground at this moment. And we see the Kanata's going to start to drop down, go for walls, go for angles, go for whatever he can to get his materials refreshed. As down on low ground, Fishy, Aspect, and Kaz are still in this, looking extremely healthy on everything apart from the materials as well. They are going to try to take angles, try to drop players down onto that low ground. Again, we've seen Scented being down, so they've managed to claim a free layer that's free because of this team. As they see the players up above, go for shots, try to break them down yet again, as that team just cannot seem to get them into the box. The players drop down, the 90 shot, and it's Peter Ball who goes down. Aspect unfortunately knocked to the zone as W Carey is still down. Fishy into the box, goes for the spray, and gets yet another elimination down onto the low ground.
Another one right there, and Fishy clutching up as a solo here. Now it's officially a top 3 situation. Now I did see Kanata still alive as well there, and he is up, but no, he's gonna fall now. Saf is by himself. Stretch has got the side angle, and it's enough for them to clutch up here. And mind you, they barely had any material, guys, and just like that, they jump up to 80 points here, putting themselves inside the box. Just catch them off guard, and down they go. All that work for nothing, just to get taken out on high ground. Kanata, Stretch, and Saf have to be super happy about this, because top teams that are quite literally, you know, neck and neck with them are now out, right? This is going to open things up for them to start breaking away.
Yep, and you can see that on high ground there, we saw Saf already mark that new zone when it comes through. They've found out where they're going. They've built across. They've already basically claimed high ground for the first entire moving. Down on low ground, User's team, 5 eliminations on him alone. Huge plays. These team is just popping off after game after game. Now they're going to hit launchpad. Go ahead. They're not going to play that high ground play style this game. They're going to look to play the low end. Hopefully, I think we're going to see some magic from them if we've seen the same amount of eliminations as we have in previous matches.
Users did have 5 elims. They're getting pressured right now. I mean, it'd be tough to ask for any more from him. To take out Day here would be a big ask. They're just on the other side of the wall. They have to be careful. Just does have the launch pad. Here it goes. They're coming out. They managed to heal up. They're back in this game here. 125 points now. Top 15. They're above the surge. Have to be careful, though. Slow and steady is how they end up landing here. But luckily, no one gets focused. No one gets tagged. They get to touchdown unharmed. And look at this, another end game, Reese.
Another one, Fem, but on high ground to the top stretch is actually having height contested by him. So for the first time, we've seen them lose it as they trade shots and 92 back when he's taking a 70 chunk at the same time. Saf, extremely weak, unsure, potentially DJ's team on height. That's usually the team who goes for it at this moment, but we're unsure. We'll see in a second as they still go for it. They have a tunnel vision focus going for it. Stretch goes for the side jump, tries to make up the other player. He gets him in a box. Full cone to this point. Will he be able to get the shot off? No, the other player's playing so carefully. Big trades the shot back to 37. Stretches down to 10 HP. The only player up on high ground. He's chopped out, and he is going to be knocked. And it's Gabe. Gabe is up on high ground with Tahi and Sprite.
Oh, Tahi tries to get the launch pad, and he misses it. Down he goes, and Kanata gets away with it right there. But no, he gets caught trying to touch down. Donnie, Jays, and Knife see what's going on there. But don't worry, there's still one inside the game here, potentially, because that was just a knock onto Kanata there. For Users, Deuce, and Justice, they play the ultimate low ground here. They're doing it better than anyone else today. Typically, we'd see teams like Commandment down here, but they are nowhere to be found right now, as Users, Dukes, and Justice have been playing exceptional Fortnite today. There it is, Scented Edge and Commandment on the outskirts trying to wrap their way around. On the mid ground, though, Avery, Booga, and Nosh here. Another end game for them, guys. This is their first time breaking into the triple digits here this FNCS. This is the middle of the competition, mind you guys. We are now officially past the halfway mark. Avery's gonna sneak up, grabs the wall, pieces him up too. There's a shield break. Can he get the follow-up third shot? His teammate does. They're still cooking here. Big plays for them.
big plays from him, down to only 22 white HP at the same time. Almost no builds on the entire trio right now. They've claimed the front low ground, but again, exactly the same as the last game. They're going to have to be able to pick up some form of refreshes. Sentence team we see up above, applying the pressure to their usual home, the low ground spot. We see Avery's team, like we mentioned, still there. Users now, 6 eliminations with Justice with another one as well. They've picked up 2 more on this low ground since we've last seen them. They have been in a commanding position down here just every single match that we've seen. Go for the edit, go for the reset, trying to bait the opponents up above to do something so that he can trade them, chunk them back with any damage that they can as they're getting pressured, and no users will be picked up. Justice is also weak now too, and I think that's the full team down. No, Justice is still in this on the low ground, and it's Scented, Commandment, and Edgy who are in that low ground alive as a full trio. This is what we are used to seeing from the team, but it is a 3v3 situation. 8 eliminations total. Scented with 4, Edgy with 4, Commandment with 0, but it's Donnie, Jace, and Knife up on high ground. This is a classic high ground versus low ground finish.
Yeah, definitely, and this is the time here and now for both teams to jump back in this, grab this top 10 slide. It's gonna all go down here. Mats are starting to finish. Jays gets taken out. Edgy wins his one-on-one. Back over to the Storm here. He finds a second, and a third comes through, and just like that, 11 eliminations.
So now making one of their biggest appearances today, a team that have been really good throughout the qualifier, and they've been consistent today. They're currently in 4th, but just we haven't seen them much. They've just basically placed 10th in every game. It's kind of crazy. 11th, 11th, 10th, 11th, with just a good amount of eliminations at the same time, which has just kind of slowly crept them up the leaderboard. But they haven't done a game that we've actually been able to watch and be like, yes, this is the match, this is it then for us. Tabs G also goes with a huge beam. They are on high ground coming into the first moving. They have claimed so much space. They have so many materials. They're in such a good position to have one of the best games, if not the best game so far.
Yeah, definitely. It's their time to shine now, and they're going to show us why they've been able to stay as consistent as they have been. Like we mentioned, they have just been pushing top 10, falling a little bit early, but now they finally get end game here. What can they do with it, with this high ground hold? They are starting to run out of material, though. Take a look at Tabs in particular there. He does have very little to no ammunition inside his inventory here, which means they're going to have to possibly give up this high ground, jump on down, and take some close range battles where, again, that is where the guns need to do the talking here. What can you do with this shotgun? He only has a gray and a common. There goes a great knock onto Rokane. Can he get the loot? No, the Storm's going to push it on over, and this is it. He's officially running out. Delta's going to fall too, and Tabs G finds 2 already, and he can actually grab this loot, and there it is. This is going to keep him officially in the game, but no, he did not find the ammo. That was all he needed from that.
He didn't even need the mats. He just needed the ammo.
Man.
Unfortunately, that was the only thing he didn't manage to get picked up. But they're still up on high ground. Hopefully, Teo and Pledge have some form of ammo left that they can spray. If not, they have enough materials to hopefully keep themselves going deeper into the top 10, into that single-digit placement points. We see so many full trios still alive down below. Acorn, Slacks, and Jack still in this as well. Eclipse's team alongside Bizzle is in there too. We see Jukes, Justice, and Users, a full trio alongside Sentient, Commandment, and Edgy down on the low ground as well.
Yeah, definitely. Klaus is going to get tagged up here by Justice and company on this layer here, but they're going to go in and switch it up. They want to get up and over. Justice officially out of material here. So this is it. This is going to be the final commitment right now. Who on this trio actually has material to push on through? Doesn't look like it's going to be much. Out comes the split here, and all of a sudden Justice is right back in it. Here goes nothing. Look at how many points they have. This is by far the best team of the day. Justice, Dukes, and Users have been phenomenal, and they're continuing to push on through teams. Down goes Agers, another player that absolutely needs this top finish, but they're shutting that down. They're pushing back all the competition here. There is no resistance in front of this team right now.
4 eliminations total under Justice, 7 on the full trio right now. A beautiful layer claim for them to just continually tarp on, opening the floors out to see Spegu down below. So many teams getting picked up down on the low ground by Scented, Commandment, and Edgy at the same time. Lazar goes down to Edgy. Scented actually gets picked up by Spegu, but Commandment goes back to Klazu, and Edgy also finishes that next elimination too. So there's tons going down on low ground. Justice now popping off with more eliminations on this low ground, and mid layer 2, he's up 4. Jukes now has 3. 8 eliminations total for the full team, consistently getting refresh after refresh to keep them moving and on high ground. Pledge, Teo, and Tabs G are still holding the power position with no AR ammo. Those 2 shots they he had just did not go very far.
Yeah, definitely. He's just trying to hold on at this point. The high ground team has no ammunition. Jack's gonna fall to the storm there. Down goes Duke. Users and Justice within the top 5 to the hands of Edgy Commandment on the low ground. Flax is still up here. Edgy's gonna win that one too, though. Edgy's just been on fire today. And now we're looking at a 2v2 endgame. The low ground team once again might be looking to turn this one around here and get this victory royale finished. Commandment's gonna crank on up. Low ground peak, no heal. Down to the storm he goes. And just like that, Tabs G manages to win it out because they had the chug cannon, a win condition there. And he didn't even need ammunition to do it. Touches down. Down goes Bizzle. Skittles is up for it. Eclipse is now trying to go for it. Squish is going for it. Durant's going for it. Everyone wants a piece of the high ground. Up goes Rocane, Dubs, and Mega now. Position themselves on second height here. That is how quickly high ground can get snatched up. But you saw how many teams were hungry to try and get that win because they need it now.
With the chaos, the pandemonium, all of the teams up on high ground, completely landing over and over and over again. Users, Jukes, and Dictate landed on low ground, found themselves a clean layer, and just got themselves ahead. Same with Pledge as team. They managed to get themselves to a good spot. All of the teams we're watching consistently are not the teams who are 50-50 in the high ground. They're getting themselves set into this good position, going back to the old builds now with their pumps out, looking to pick up some form of eliminations.
I was going to say this is a scary spot to be in, though. These are enemy tarps here, and you can see there's another player just lurking, riding his way around the outside, and in he goes. Onto another layer, though. Users chunks that player with a big 145, and now trying to hold him out into the storm line. Great tactic there as the team's starting to heal him up, and instead he switches back over, goes back into leading the tarp here. They just forget about that player. This is them showing that they want to make as many points as possible. Slow and steady can win the race here. On high ground, Aegis and Skittles end up being the team that is going to be the kings of hype for now. How long will that be able to hold up?
I don't think very long. See Dubs, Mega Ricane fighting for it at the same time. We saw Degen up there, like you mentioned. We've got Booga, Avery, and Nosh down here on this mid-ground layer just above the threshold at the same time. Jax, Acorn, and Slacks still in it as a full trio as well. As we move back to Booga, he goes in for the angles, but no, he's going to start playing it safe, playing that dead side, playing the safe edge of the storm on that north side. They're going to triple spray through as they have nothing to work with. 0 builds to their name, barely any heals outside of the chug cannon as well. They're trying to find any angles possible because they need a refresh every time we see them. They do, and 100 shot comes into the team down below.
Oh my gosh, Booga's just on a different level right now. He can tell he's got these builds and he's got control of this entire fight here. Down goes one. Can he get the second? Yes, he does. Quick follow-up right there, and they're earning the points that they need to stay in the conversation here for the second day of finals. Remember, this is the last game. These are the final clashes in the feed. Down goes Jack, down goes Acorn, and so does Agers, all to the hands of big names as well. This is a top 10 clash here across the board now, Reese.
I know, and Who Fishy popping off as well, but getting picked up by Pledge, who we saw playing that low ground. He's picked up Cas too, but no, Users, Jukes picked up as well, leaving Justice alive as a solo, but he's also managed to trade Pledge at the same time and Scented. So many eliminations, so many players in the back of the zone, and another one, the trade comes out, and that's yet again another elimination now, down to 3 total onto Tabs G at the back of the storm. That is a huge clutch for him in the leaderboards.
And Justice is insane. He's still alive here. He manages to get to the zone just barely, but no, he's gonna fall there. Big plays for him. Commandment jumps into the storm to grab some of those heals. Rokane's gonna hop down. He wants the final piece of the action here. Can he get these last points that are here? But he is a solo. There is one duo left alive, and no, he's gonna go down. On high ground, it's actually the full trio. Nosh, Avery, and Booga up against Commandment here. It should be all over here as Avery falls to the storm now. Booga's got the 1-win condition. Nosh has got the ground to himself as well. Commandment slips down, and just like that, the victory royale goes to your World Cup champ, Booga, Avery, and Nosh. Well played to close out game number 6.